What is up, guys? Welcome back to Live Travel Asia, where we show you what it's like living and partying in Asia. So first of all, what I want to say is that right now it's April 11, 2018. This wasn't pre-recorded. This is 2018, the latest Songkran, and I'm going to tell you what's happening down here in Bangkok. Right now, I am across my condo at the biggest Songkran venue, RCA. I'm gonna do a complete walkthrough of this area and let you know where you need to go to get your party on out here. Now, the first thing you should be aware of as far as RCA is that although it is the biggest venue out here, it's only open during the night. That's when it's happening. But it is the time that I would recommend that you come out because the sun isn't shining, it's not so hot, you're not gonna get sunburned, but I mean, it's honestly up to you. But if you are interested in partying in the daytime, then I do recommend that you check out one of the 3 venues here in Bangkok that are designed for daytime fun, and that would be Khao San Road, which is gonna be the wildest area. I personally don't like it, but you know, if you want the wildness, then Khao San Road is where you should go. Or if you're more of a family guy, you have kids, then I would recommend that you go near the Siam area by Central World. That's where you're gonna probably have the most family fun kind of activities. A lot of the times they even have like little bubble foams and things like that. But my girlfriend personally doesn't like it because she says it gives her some kind of breakouts. So that should be something you're aware of. Or the third location is Siloam, which there's actually a lot of talk about it being full of gay people, so I know it turns off a lot of Westerners, but it's one of the most balanced areas, I think, where a lot of the girls like to go there because they feel safe, being that there's a lot of gays there. So I think it's one of the more well-balanced areas, but I personally haven't gone there because I was too busy checking out Khao San Road and Central World in my previous 2 years, but I will be checking that out this week, and I'll definitely upload a video of that when I go there on the 13th, the first day of Songkran. Okay guys, I'm sweating my butt off. That's why I'm in 7-Eleven. That would be the reason why I personally don't prefer going out during the daytime. It's just ridiculously hot. But then again, you're water fighting and you're gonna be drenched. So some people prefer it in the daytime. Now, there is something else that I do want to mention though, and other than the 3 major areas, which is Khao San Road, Siam, and Siloam, you're also gonna have some partying happening in the Nana and the Soy Cowboy areas with the Go-Go Bar girls and stuff like that. There are minor areas, but it's definitely a place that you can check out if you wanna, you know, just experience that. I will say though, it is definitely not family friendly, so I wouldn't go there with your kids. And this is RCA. RCA actually is the name of a road. It stands for Royal City Avenue, but your taxi driver is not gonna understand you if you say that. Just say RCA and everyone will know. You'll probably be coming through this main road right here, and you will see this little area. Now, something I do wanna say though is my first time at RCA, I ended up coming through the back end, and that is very possible because taxi drivers don't want to come through the front because you'll see so much traffic out here. It's just ridiculous. They can't get through. And you might be doing yourself a favor coming through the back end so that you can get here faster. But if you do come here, the first club you will see is Onyx. And Onyx is calling their Songkran Festival Aqua Fest. Now, Onyx used to be the smaller of the 2 clubs between Route 66 and this, which are the 2 biggest clubs. But this year, I think they're going big. I noticed that the scaffolding is almost twice as long. One thing that they didn't have before were these stands to the left, but they're definitely making the stands now. And what this is usually there's gonna be cute girls and DJs and people throwing like promotional items and spraying water at you. Anyways, it's a lot of fun, but they didn't have that before. They used to just have one stage way up there, and you just have this really long line of tables, which I think that's the reason why I didn't go before, because unless you come here really early, you're not gonna really see the DJ or the screen. You're gonna just be back here, and there's really nothing much to do except just look at each other. But now they're gonna have these little stands up here, which should definitely make it far more entertaining, and it might be a lot different. And I'll definitely give you guys an update as far as what's happening. Holy moly. Hear that? They're testing out the sound. Oh my god. And I have absolutely no idea what's going on over there. Maybe that's gonna be the DJ booth, since there's gonna be a lot of water and you're not gonna want all the expensive equipment damaged. Oh man, this is definitely a little different than before. Oh, it seems like it's gonna be epic. Now, going further on, you're gonna get to Route 66, which has traditionally been the bigger of the two as far as Songkran Party goes. The way they set up is a little different because it's also long. They're gonna shut down this whole street just like Onyx. But instead of you facing in one direction like that, you're gonna have a series of booths onto this side of the club. And the inside of the club is also going to be open, but it's definitely not as fun because they're not spraying and splashing water all over the place. This is gonna be the entrance, which it traditionally isn't on normal weekdays and weekends, but it's gonna be so packed that not only are they gonna take over the street, but they're even gonna take over the little sidewalk to the storefronts over there, because people will try to sneak in and stuff. Now, one thing I do notice is that this year it is even longer than I remember before. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stands out here. I really don't remember it being that much. This right here seems to be the main stand. You can see that there's going to be screens, gonna have DJs up there, and there's probably gonna be hot girls in every single one of those booths. Now, if there is one negative thing I do have to say about Route 66, although it usually is my go-to place to party, it's that they usually play traditional Thai music. And I'm not even talking about Thai pop music. It's like very, I don't know how to describe it. We say Isa music out here, but it sounds like trot music from Korea, like what my parents listen to. So you might not really like that. I mean, I personally think it has a local flavor to it and I like it, but you're definitely gonna run into a more local crowd at Route 66. Whereas at Onyx, I imagine based on how it's been going every year, oh, so loud, Jesus. Killed my eardrums. Anyway, whereas Onyx, based on the way that it's been going, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that it's probably gonna be 60% Chinese. It's not being racist or anything, it's just that club has become really, really popular with the Chinese crowd. Okay, I might be generalizing because I think I would say, okay, 20% Korean, 40% Chinese. Now, one other thing I do want to point out though is that this behind me is the rear end of RCA. You might be dropped off way down back by the taxi because he doesn't want to be traveling through traffic. So you're gonna just be walking down a gauntlet of local shopkeepers throwing water at you, and you'll probably be buying a water gun of yourself. And by the time you make it up here, you're just gonna see a row of people. So if you actually look at my 2017 RCA Songkran guide, I sort of go over this, but something that you should be aware of is the underground parking structure beneath RCA. That's probably your best bet to get through RCA and traverse around here. Otherwise, I am not exaggerating when I say it's gonna take you nearly an hour just to go that distance that I walked. So the way you can get into the underground parking area is right here. As you walk to RCA, you will see this little area. but you don't have to go through here. You'll see like the office buildings, and when you go through those areas, you will see these stairs to the parking lot. Now I know it looks a bit scary, but trust me, it's completely fine. Just walk down it and traverse through the parking lot so that you can avoid the sea of people that will be packing this area. Now, if you do want to get to Route 66 and Onyx, however, the way that you get into Route 66 is through this way on the left-hand side, through each one of these little hallway corridors. Whereas Onyx, if they're gonna do it the same way as before, the only way you can access Onyx is through the main entrance at the beginning of RCA, where I first introduced you guys to RCA Road. Okay guys, this is somewhat common sense stuff, but I do want to go over this because every year I see on the news some stupid foreigner coming out here and doing something that just ruins it for the rest of us, which is they don't follow the rules, or they don't really use common sense. And I really don't blame them sometimes, because when you're out here, you're gonna notice there's just gonna be so many people partying. It's gonna be so wild, and you're gonna think, oh, I could do anything and get away with it. But some things that you should be aware of in Thailand is that you should not be doing drugs, and you shouldn't be taking off your clothes, all right? It's actually very offensive to Thai people. Just be aware of that, because those could be serious offenses that could land you in jail. Now, another thing I do want to mention about RCA is that Songkran starts early in RCA. Songkran is technically April 13th through 15th, but because it's so popular and there's such a huge crowd and a demand for people to want to come to RCA, they milk their money by starting Songkran parties on April 12th and finishing a day late. So Route 66, for example, will be open on April 12th, a day before Songkran starts, and they'll still have the water parties going on until April 16th. I personally like to come here on April 12th when everything is new, fresh, set up, and there isn't as much of a crowd or as rowdy as it is on the other nights. Another thing I want to mention is that on top of RCA and Onyx, you're gonna have some other interesting areas that you can visit, especially if you come here too late and you can't make it to those two clubs. And that's this party. I mean, I don't know what they call it. Every year is something different. But basically, there's gonna be a whole set of other things happening behind me across this main road from RCA. And you can go in there, but in my experience, it's just not as enjoyable as Route or Onyx. Even if there is an hour wait, I recommend that you go to Route or Onyx. And that behind me is the biggest venue of them all, and it is the Oasis Outdoor Arena, which is right across from Show DC. Now, some of you guys might be aware of this area known as S2O, but actually S2O, that company has moved their location. It's relatively near here, but a little further off from RCA. And those tickets are just ridiculously expensive. I know we try to purchase them, and there's a lot of scalpers, and I think the pre-tickets sold out in something like 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. So Mayu actually found out that they're gonna have this venue filled in by Waterzonic, which is actually sponsored and arranged by Chang, which is a beer company, but they arrange actually some of the biggest and best concerts out there. So I'm pretty confident that it's gonna be one hell of a party. As you can see, the venue looks big. There's a huge screen. You even see them preparing this pool of water to be splashed in big cannons. And yeah, this is where you want to come. But unfortunately, the tickets are expensive if you don't get them on pre-sale. So I highly recommend, if you do plan on coming to Songkran, that you look into the major festivals out here and purchase the tickets ahead of time. If you purchase them pre-sale, it's gonna be, for example, this one, $30. The one for S2O, I think that ends up costing a little bit more, maybe about $50. You can get 3-day passes, etc. because some of the biggest names in EDM are coming out. I'm not gonna say who they are because I don't know EDM that much, but I do know they're big, you know? So I know like last year they had Cascade, and I don't know, even I know Cascade and I'm not an EDM guy. So yeah, you definitely want to come out here for that. And as far as like the other venues like Onyx and RCA, they run about $500, oh, I'm sorry, 500 baht, which is about $15. I mean, it's really not that much considering that you're coming all the way out here to Thailand to experience the biggest party I think anywhere in the world. So that's something that you should invest in. Definitely get the tickets ahead of time so you can experience Songkran to your fullest. And every year I think it gets crazier because I think I saw somewhere on the news that this year Thailand's expecting 30% more people over last year. So that's why I see the venues just getting bigger and bigger, and even the prices getting higher and higher to, you know, accommodate for everybody, supply and demand. So that is one of the reasons that a lot of people in Bangkok, they actually travel outside of Bangkok and go to Chiang Mai or to the south, where there's gonna be a more of a local traditional Thai Songkran feeling. Alright guys, so the last tip I want to give you guys is if you're not into getting drenched and soaked, this rooftop bar up here by the top floor of Show DC is a pretty chill place to chill at. You'll see that they have a lot of chairs lined up right there, and you got a lot of K-pop music going on. And you can actually see the Waterzonic festival from up here for free. So that's something you should consider if you really want to see what this is about, but you didn't buy the tickets ahead of time. And as far as the lay of the land, that's the main road right there. Behind Waterzonic is RCA. You'll see those apartment buildings covering it, and you'll see Onyx over there, and you'll see Root over there. And the back of RCA, where a lot of you guys might be dropped off, is over there, so you'll be walking through that way. Okay guys, so that wraps up the vlog for today. I hope you found the information useful and helpful for you if you are coming out here. And even if you're not, I'm gonna be updating my vlog regularly for Songkran Madness. I'll do my best to get all the information out there for you guys as I am partying out here in Siloam. And on the 15th, I even have tickets to this Waterzonic festival, so I'm super stoked and excited to be attending it. Whatever the case, I hope you guys subscribe and check back with us on a regular basis for everything about Songkran and about living and traveling out here in Asia. Thanks again guys for checking out the vlog, and be sure to subscribe as I'll be keeping you guys up to date with all the wild Songkran action here in Bangkok. It is now April 12th as I'm uploading this video, which I shot the day before, and I'm heading out to RCA to check out Root and Onyx for the pre-Songkran party, so stay tuned for that. I came down with a cold, but as long as I'm not dying tomorrow, I'll also meet up with some buddies to check out Siloam on the 13th, and I'll definitely be attending Waterzonic on the 15th to wrap up Songkran for my birthday, which should be epic. Whatever the case, I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I'll see you guys again for more vlogs about living and traveling in Asia.